Hello there, this is DBT and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8. And today, I bring you a multi-purpose video in which I'm gonna go over several topics that I thought each one of them was not worth to do an entire video on, but I thought, hey, let's put them all together and cover it. For example, we're gonna be talking about the new treasure rush, the new car hunt, and even what happened with the Melon Run and the rewards. But before I jump into all of that, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel, because doing these things help the channel to continue to grow, and in that way I can continue making this type of content for you. So go ahead, like and subscribe for some more Asphalt 8 right here. And if you would like to support me directly, please consider joining the Pro membership for access to exclusive videos and some other perks. Check the information over there by the join button. But alright, let's talk about the game, because like I said, there's a bunch of things to mention. And first, you may notice the card that I have here on display, and that's of course the FV Frangimento Sorpasso. And that is because, well, currently there is a car hunt for it. Now, the car hunt started some days ago, so this is not necessarily news, but I thought of talking about it because, hey, you know, it's there. Now, I already own this car, so it doesn't show for me, but you know how this works, right? You pay the premium, which should be about $15 US. Remember, this down here is in my local currency. And you can acquire the car. Now, is it a good car? Is it a bad car? In general, I would say it's probably a good car, pretty good acceleration and all of that. And actually later in this video, I might do a couple of races with this thing, but if you're curious to really see the performance of the car itself, I made a pro test, I believe it was at the end of last year, I'm not sure. I'll put the link in the top right about now if you want to watch that, so you can see my quote-unquote analysis of the performance of this thing. Of course, it's a Class S car of the rank of 1862, so you should expect it to be somewhat decent at the very least. But it's that. Again, check the pro test that I did over there. No, but what I was really curious about is the treasure rush that literally just started today. And that is for the all new Ferrari SF90 XX Stradale. Oh yeah. Now let's have a look at this thing, because man, it looks pretty dope for a Ferrari. Now you may know that I'm not a huge fan of Ferrari as a brand in general, but actually I think this car is pretty decent looking, just the regular SF90. Don't love it too much, but when you make it into this version, the XX, you know, with the wing and all of that, I think it looks pretty dope. Not necessarily my favorite, and let me tell you that I'm not gonna be going premium in order to get this, though I will be trying in the treasure rush in hopes that I can unlock it. Though let me check real quick the colors, because I'm curious. Ooh, 5 colors. All right, so the default is the white with orange accent. We got full on blue, yellow. Oh Jesus, that's hard. I mean, and we got it on red. Okay, interesting. Now it's interesting because actually I've seen this with different colors but keeping the orange accents, which is what I wish it had been the case over here. Imagine if we could keep it, well, this be blue but with the orange accents on the wheels and all of this, it would have been pretty dope. So I'm willing to say that this is the one that I like the most, because again, notice how the wing has, I never remember what this part of the wing is called. Is it the wing tips or something? I don't know. But notice how this is orange, and in all of the other colors it just goes full black, and like in this, man, that's so boring. Guys, why do you like cars painted black? I just don't get it. But anyway, so yeah, that is the SF90 XX Stradale. Now, how does it perform? Well, you can actually not test it. There's a TLE going on at the moment, which I was hoping that you were going to be able to test the car. Let's go over here to events, and you'll notice it right here. The Ferrari fixes that, blah, blah, right? Oh, fantastic. There's an event like there has been in previous treasure rushes where you get to try the car. But if you actually try to play with it, nope. It doesn't work. You need to own the car in order to do this. Now, are the rewards worth it? Like, if I go super crazy and spend a ton of money in order to guarantee getting this car in the treasure rush, what can I get from the cup? Oh, yeah, not a whole lot of anything. Yeah, 250 tokens and 500,000 fusion coins, but this is not a lot in the big picture, right? You're still gonna have to upgrade this thing and all of that. So yeah, unfortunately, this TLE, A, is not available for us to play, and B, well, because it's not available for us to play, we don't get to test the car, so I have no idea how this performs. So there is that. But yeah, it's a cool looking car. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying to get it in the treasure rush. I honestly don't know what to focus on. Why don't you give me some thoughts as to whether I should try to do it through random landing on the appropriate slot, or should I be trying in the super round to get the most amount of points and maybe hopefully get to the 8,000 points required to get the car? I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but really I have not decided just yet. Now, let's talk about another topic right here as well, the Melon Run, because the first week of the Melon Run has already passed, which means refresh rewards. Look at that. Okay, this is obviously in this account it doesn't show. Let me show you in my beginner account where we can see the cars. And there we go. All right, perfect. So what are the cars featured this time around? Well, the general rewards remain the same, right? No change in that regard. The, a bit of boosters, parts, currencies, and whatnot. But as far as the cars, we got the Mitsubishi Eclipse Class D car of the bracket of 1140, which is a bracket that I don't... Oh, should have actually looked at the car a little bit. I don't love that bracket, but hey, you can get a car. So yeah, there you go. For Class C, we got the Arenera Husaria Class C car of their maximum rank, or rather, the bracket of 1500, maximum rank of 1501. A peculiar looking car. Again, I'm really curious that in the roadmap, if you remember, they did mention that they are gonna add another Arenera, and we already have pretty much all of the Areneras that exist, even in concept form. So I don't know. There was... Oh, I never noticed that it says 33 over here. That's pretty dope. Wow, I've never seen that. That's a neat detail. That's dope. Yeah, so there's gonna be another Arenera Husaria added to the game, so the speculation is that maybe it's gonna be a special edition of the Arenera Husaria. Who knows? But anyway, moving on. For Class B, we got the Jag XJ220S of the bracket of 1680, the Spamly bracket, you know how that goes. Pretty interesting car, I know, very old school, very long and whatnot, but man, look at it, and that wing and all of that. Yeah, it's one of those GT1 looking cars, extremely long and whatnot. I like it. I don't believe that I actually have this thing upgraded in my main account, so I should look into that. But anyway, then for Class A, we got the Lotus Evija, or Evija, however you want to pronounce it. 1770 bracket, maximum rank of 1772, which in theory should put it on the better side of Class A. Now, I've played with this car quite a bit, especially in the... What is it called? Oh, I forgot the name. Showdown Cup, the Showdown Cup. I play with this thing because this has some really good nitro, though it is a bit of a heavy car to steer, so keep that in mind. But hey, it's a decent looking car. It might be electric, but actually I think it looks pretty dope. So yeah, there is that for Class A. And finally, for the classics car of this week of Melon Run, we got the Musler Landshark, another GT1 looking car, very long, big wing and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, I actually recently made a pro test of this car. I'll put the link in the top right if you want to watch that as well, if you're curious how does this perform. In general, if you want just the cliff notes or however you say it, it's an okay car. I'm not gonna say that it's amazing or anything, but it's not too terrible. So yeah, there is that when it comes to the rewards. Now, coming back to my main account, you can see that I have 11 melons over here. Now, that's not a lot of melons, and it is clear that this thing needs a tremendous amount of these melons in order to clear the entire board that we have over here. I already made a video talking about this whole thing, how this is technically speaking grindable, and some people were like, no, DBT, but you're not gonna have time to do it in 1 week. Yeah, that's why I was saying in that video that possibly you were gonna be able to carry the melons from previous weeks, and this is what I'm trying to show over here. These 11 melons that I have right here are actually from the previous week, because I've not been doing this event because there's nothing for me here. But the point is to show that you can carry these melons. So, as I was saying in that other video, there is a possibility where you could keep grinding this as much as you can, getting as many melons as you possibly can, and then saving them all for the very last week, and then try to clear the entire board in that way. So that is a strategy that it might be possible. Now, what are the cars that are going to be featured in that last week? I have absolutely no clue. So whether or not they're going to be worth it, that's basically, like a gamble in a way. You don't know if it's going to be something good or what. But hey, you should be able to get a Class S car, hopefully. In that way, if you grind it enough. Is it doable? Honestly, I don't know. Because again, the increments of the melons required per each one of these are pretty crazy. There's I think it's like, what, 3, 7, 9, 11, and then suddenly jumps like to 20, 30, I don't know how many, but it's a crazy jump, so it starts requiring a tremendous amount of melons, so keep that in mind. But as I was saying, I think it's a relatively decent way of, approaching this event by trying to grind as much as you can, save it for the very last run of the last week, and hope to clear the entire board and get everything from there. Now, another topic that I wanted to talk about is the sale of cars currently. Well, first things first, in the multiplayer shop, there is, again, available the Arash AF10. I've made videos on this. I also made a protest of this car. I'll put the link in the top right as well if you want to watch the protest of this car. It was recent that I did it. It is, an ultimate car. And, a lot of people have very negative feelings towards it. I think it's a pretty decent one given the price and whatnot. So yeah, that is the car that you can get over there. However, oh Jesus, excuse me. However, what I'm curious about is the cars that are currently available in sale for tokens. So jumping back to my beginner account so that I can see all of the cars that are available on sale. Apparently there's 14 of them, and we begin with the Chrysler Firepower 1140. Actually, it's a car that I do like quite a bit the way that it looks, but hey, 1140, you know that there's not much to expect when it comes to cars of that bracket. We also have the Shelby Cobra from the 1320 brackets. We got the Nissan 370Z Special Edition, which is also known as the Facebook car, because actually they'll say over here, wait, it did show that it's on sale for tokens, but apparently you can't. I have to connect to Facebook. Huh. Yeah, if you connect your game to a Facebook profile, you get this car for free. So there is that. But apparently it's also in sale for tokens, though I don't seem to be able to get it in that way. I don't know. Then we also have the TVR Sagaris Special Edition. Absolutely looker of a card. Look at this thing. Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I really like this car. It's a classic car of the bracket of 1500. It's not an amazing performer or anything, but it's still pretty fun, and the looks alone, I think it's worth it. We also have the EQU's Bass 770, the fake Mustang thing, or what, I don't know. I actually do like it quite a bit, very muscly looking and considerably strong, also of the bracket of 1500, though in terms of performance, I'm not 100% sure how it performs, so there is that. We also have the Tech Rules 1896 track version Class B car of this family bracket, also known as the 1680 bracket. Not a fantastic car, I'll tell you that. The acceleration on this thing is painful, but just look at that wing, man. Ah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, not a car that I would necessarily recommend you, because that bracket is absolutely ruthless, and this car is not gonna give you results. Not that it is terrible, it's just that the cars that are coming over there are so incredibly overpowered that oof. Then we also have the BMW M4 GTS, one of the old kings of this bracket. Nowadays, it's still somewhat competitive, still nowhere near as strong as a Bentley or as an Aventador, but still a pretty decent car overall, and it looks decent, so there's that. We got the McLaren 76, Jesus Christ, I always get confused with these numbers. 675 LT of the 1770 bracket, rank of 1768. I have no experience with this car because I do own it, but I haven't upgraded it. And if I did upgrade it, I have never tested it. So there's that. Maybe at some point I should cover it. Given the rank, I don't imagine it's going to be an amazing performance. And since you don't see it often in multiplayer, I still don't think it is a good performer. But hey, we'll see. Then we also got the Chrysler ME412, same thing of the 1770 bracket, rank of 1769. Another one that I'm not sure about the performance, but I don't believe it's going to be particularly strong. Now, this bracket is not as broken as the family brackets. Over here, you do have a bit more leeway to use cars that may not be meta and still do relatively decent. We got the Apollo N, one of the 3 Apollos in the game, very odd looking. Some people say that this car is fantastic looking. Some people say that it's very ugly. I'm somewhere in the middle. I appreciate it for the gigantic wing and all of that, but I don't particularly love it. In terms of performance, I have no clue. Then we also have the McLaren Mercedes MP425. Ooh, one of the Formula 1 cars. Oh my god! Just beware. You don't want to pro this car because this is one of those cars that were never rebalanced. So this, as you see, the maximum rank is of 1773, which actually puts it in this 1860 bracket. So if you were to get this car and pro it, it's going to be competing against cars that are incredibly over-ranked compared to this thing. Well, this is massively underranked. That's really the way to look at it. So you don't want to pro this thing. If you do get it, you want to tune it. Just don't apply one upgrade of something and you should be fine to get it. Just keep it somewhere under 1773. Because literally just one rank point above the threshold for the Class A races. In terms of performance, I honestly don't know. All I know is that it skids, because it's one of those cars, McLaren cars that have not been rebalanced, so it's a skiddy one. But hey. Then we also got the Apollo Intensa Emoción, another Apollo. Look at this beauty, man. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, one of my favorite non-Lambo cars. I'm kind of bothered that it doesn't have some more color options. All of them are incredibly dark, so oof. But still, a lovely looking car. And in terms of performance, actually pretty decent. Pretty okay acceleration. The part and good handling and good drift. But the part that hurts this car, it's the nitro duration. It's not straight up garbage, but it's not good. Then we also have the Lamborghini Terzo Millennio of the maximum rank of 1860. Another car that is pretty alright, nothing special except on the looks. Just look at this thing, man. So beautiful. So beautiful. So yes. And finally we got the Aston Martin Valkyrie, also of the rank of 1860. another car that is just there. Similar to the Apollo IE, it's another one of those agile cars that doesn't have a lot of nitro, so hey, if you like cars with long nitro, this is not for you, but it do be a pretty interesting looking car, so hey, if you liked it, well, there's the opportunity to get it. All of these cars available for tokens and vouchers, but who's spending vouchers on these things, right? Now, another small topic worth mentioning is that there was another change again to the ad relay system. Is that what it's called? Ad relay, yes. What is the main change? Well, mainly that the amount of ads changed, it decreased, and that the boxes are positioned differently. I believe that in the previous iteration, this box was over here, and I don't know, some other changes to the other items. But anyway, as far as how many ads, you need a total of 45 ads to complete everything. As I've said a bunch of times, I don't do this anymore because the rewards are not worth for me. The payout for credits for cars that you already have is very low, so this is not particularly good for me. When the payouts were way higher, I would do it because there was a ton of fusion coins, but nowadays it's not worth it. However, for people that don't have these cars, well, I think it's still relatively worth it to be watching all of these ads on the daily so that you can unlock free cars. So hey, why not? And from this, by the way, the Aventador is a really good car for Class B, you know, the Spamly Black brackets. So hey, if you're a relatively beginner player that are missing some of these cars, I would recommend you to still watch these ads because it's worth to get free cars. For anybody that already has these cars, I don't really think it's worth it. And just so that this entire video doesn't end without any gameplay, let's do a couple of races with the Frangivento, because why not? Though I feel like I'm gonna be bullying newbies over here, mostly because I'm playing in Master Season. It's the I'm on ranked because I hadn't played any Master Season, so yeah, I'm gonna be facing some people that are running with not necessarily great cars or maybe unboosted. Though I hear what is that called? The Silver Lightning behind me, and it's keeping up with me, so I imagine that's triple boosted, so hey. But yeah, I just wanted to make a bit of a chill video where I just give you a rundown of events, because, you know, I like doing the test of cars. You know that there's a new, well, not proper series, but you know that I'm making videos on the Lamborghini Revuelto and all of that. But there were a lot of these little things that I thought were worth mentioning, but again, it didn't feel like any of these one things merited making an entire video for it, so I'm like, let's just put them all together into one. Let's call it the updates or something. No, not update. Why should I call this? The multi-purpose video, whatever, and just talk about these little things because, hey, maybe some of you guys are wondering or pondering about some of these events or changes or whatever it is that I covered in this video, because why not? That's gonna be a first place, but like I said, come on, it's the beginning of Master Season, so really not a whole lot to be like, oh my god, look at my performance, but it's fine. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all of that. If you want to get a heart and a pin in this video, you need to leave me the key phrase of DBT. It's not a bad idea to make these videos with updates from time to time. First person to post it, the heart, the pin, you know how that whole thing works. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.